In Bangladesh, Jeep aren't workhorses. Their status symbol. More G-Wagen energy than Grow Anywhere grit. But Jeep Bangladesh want that to change. No, they'd rather see mud flying, diffs locking, and paint getting lovingly scratched by rogue branches. Which is why, every year, they head into the wilderness, and this time, Autodrive was invited along for the ride. This year's adventure bore the name Bunobela, or In the Wild, a title that proved more than appropriate. The 3-day trip from June 13 to 15 promised hills, tree garden, and mud. Lots of mud. The convoy gathered early on the N301. 8 Wranglers, a Hilux, and a battered 84 XJ Cherokee dubbed Chorky, a Frankenstein of Toyota and Chrysler bits, held together by bolts and wide faith. It was rough, loud, and absolutely brilliant. By 7:20 in the morning, we were off. The route was 175 km to Hotel Grand Sultan, Sreemangal. Some jeeps dropped off early, others powered on. We rode in the Chorky, and the experience was, in a word, character building. The doors were tiny, the legroom was laughable, the AC gave up before noon, and the suspension made it feel like we were inside a cocktail shaker. On the flip side, the same quirk that made it a nightmare on tarmac made it an asset when things got rough. Stuck in traffic? No worries, we just went around it. After a long drive battling through unfinished road, gridlock traffic, and scorching heat, the group rolled into the hotel by 3:35 p.m. Most chose rest. Others couldn't help themselves. Some drove into the pools, and some, after a lavish dinner buffet at Grand Sultan, set out again. This time for an impromptu, very late night drive into Lawachara National Park with monsoon rain as the final ingredients. It was surreal, and I'm kinda mad that I missed it. However, things got really serious on the day too. By 4 a.m. in the morning, Jeep was calling everyone to get up, get ready, and suit up for the trek outside. By 5, the Jeeps were back in formation at the Grand Sultan parking lot. The morning began gently with a photo op at Noor Jahan Tea Estate, but that's where the pleasantries ended. From there, things got properly wild. Instead of taking the paved road to Madhupur Lake, the group opted for a barely cleared forest track. For many of the Jeepers, first-timers in true off-road condition, it proved quite the initiation. Chorky, driven by Rezwan Ahmed Saqib of Thrusty Garage, took point. With creaks, growls, and the occasional protest from his 40-year-old giants, it led the group through terrain that hadn't seen tires before. Locals looked on, warning about the lack of roads, then stared in disbelief at the Wranglers, riding high on chunky tires and factory lockers, rolled through like tanks on holiday. Children waved, adults gawked, and some may have considered us a little bit crazy, which, truth to be told, is a fair assessment. Crossing stream, climbing footpath steep slopes, squeezing through crevasses, every kilometer was a test, and every jeeper earned their badge of mud. A scenic stop between the two hills offered a breather and a flurry of camera creeks, with cloud and tea trees setting the scene. When convoy reached the lake, the view was grand, but the row of mud-caked jeeps stole the spotlight. Local tourists gathered, pointing out the oddity of seeing Wranglers in the wild instead of in front of a boutique cafe. Then came the return trip. Hotel showers awaited, but so did one violent raid in Lawachara. Except, as any seasoned off-roader will tell you, if something can go wrong, eventually will. This wasn't just another tale, it became an impromptu lesson in recovery, one that Autodrive sadly missed because we slept through it. Winches were deployed, fenders were bent, and egos were bruised, but everyone walked away with a bit more experience and respect for the trail. Day 3 was the long drive home. We left with the last crew jeep, but not in Chorky. It had under brake and some TLC at a local garage. We rode back in the highs, legs sore but spirits high. Jeep Bangladesh may not have shifted national sentiment in one trip, but for a few rain-soaked, trail-tested soul, it reminded us what these machines were built to do.